most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together, we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course,
He
Bob.
agrees. Today, we're going to talk about exercises to strengthen all three glutes. That's the butt muscles, and help decrease hip pain. We're going to show beginner and advanced.
Good.
So we're leaving nobody out. All three gluteus muscles, the medius, the minimus, and the maximus, they all play a large role in moving the hip, but also stabilizing the hip. They're kind of like the rotator cuff of the hip, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
It helps. Your hip is made out of a ball and a socket, and helps keep that ball squarely in the center where it's supposed to be of the socket. If they're not working, the ball can slide forward and start pinching structures there, especially like the labrum, and it can actually cause a tear in the labrum.
And that's going to be a long-term heal. It doesn't.
Yeah, it may not heal at all, actually.
That's an issue.
Yep. So we're going to show you these three strengthening exercises. It'll get all the glutes at once.
Right.
So
all at once.
Well, not at once. Through all three, you'll
Yep.
get them. So,
We'll get it covered.
Brad, why don't you do the first one, bridging against the wall?
I really like this.
Yeah. So what you're doing is you're doing bridging, but you're actually pushing your toes against the wall.
Right here.
What that does, it activates your quads, and when they get activated through reciprocal inhibition, which is a big term, it actually shuts the hamstrings off. So if the hamstrings are off, then the glutes have to work harder. So it's one way of doing them. You can do them without the wall, but it's going to make them a little bit better.
I mean, if you
So-
got shoes on and they stick to the floor really good, so you can think about pushing
Sure.
out anything to get those quads to fire, and those glutes are going to go automatically.
Right. So that one, I would say 10 to 15 reps,
Sure. Yep.
with all of these. Then we got the clamshells, the famous clamshells.
You can't go wrong with the clamshell.
So I'm putting my ankles together, I'm putting my knees together, and then we're going to go ahead and work it this way. Now, Brad's bringing out the band. So, yeah, this is beginner, and you do want to start with this because
Right.
these are not, the medius and minimus aren't huge muscles. And that's what this is working on to a large extent. And they can get sore pretty quick. I know from personal experience. So, Brad, can you slide that on?
Yeah, now this is a loop band, and this is one of those things where it looks a lot hard, or it looks a lot easier than it really is.
It's harder to put on than this. So there we go. All right, so yeah, this is putting some stress on it.
Yeah,
And if I move it up even further, it'll take some of the stress off.
right.
But there we go. There, yeah, that's easier yet.
Yeah, so you can vary the resistance, but again, like Bob says, this is more advanced.
Yeah, this is way advanced. You're going to get sore very quickly if you do something like that. The last one, Brad, I'll show that one too. I got to take these off. I suppose you could do it with that too, but it'd be a little bit too much. Gluteal pumps. So
Oh,
now
yeah.
these can be done both lying on your stomach, and you're going to bring the knee up to a right angle, and you're going to just lift up towards the ceiling. And that really helps isolate the glute max.
Yep, you can look at that glute max bulging out, Bob.
Yep. And now, if you want to, you can also do this in the quadruped position.
Yep,
Am I out straight up, Brad?
yep, right up to there. Yep, and that is probably a little bit harder, would you say, Bob?
Yeah, it is. And you're doing a little bit of core strengthening too. You're
Yeah.
stabilizing your core while you're doing it.
Which is good.
Yeah. All right, those are the beginner ones. You could do those, for several weeks or maybe beyond. Maybe that's all you'll end up ever doing.
Sure.
Is the beginner ones. But we'll show you some advanced ones now. One is basically a newer exercise in a sense. I think it's been around for maybe 5-6 years. Is our hip thrusts. And I saw my son doing these first, and I was like, he sent me a picture, and I was like, what is he doing? So and so we'll go ahead and demonstrate here, but you're going to need a bench that's real solid up against the wall, or you possibly could do it on bed. I've done it on bed.
Yeah.
It works, especially if you're not putting too much weight on.
Sure.
So
Let's
So,
show the mob.
Yeah, let's slide it this way, Brad, so we can have room.
Yep.
And this is the thing where I have to trust Brad.
Because this is not acceptable to use for the video. Because I'm here, I'm stabilizing it. It's okay, but
Right.
you
Now-
got to have a good solid bench.
So the really heavy weightlifters, the ones that are really serious about this, they actually get a barbell and with pads on it, and they have huge 45-pound weights on them when they're doing this, Brad.
yeah.
So, but you take like a kettlebell. So I'm going to put it in place here. I'm going to slide down, make sure it's in a comfortable position, and again, a little bit obscene, but this is supposed to be one of the best things for working the glutes,
Yep.
and especially if you go all the way down and come all the way up.
Anything you can do to get some weight across that waistline.
One thing I forgot to mention, Brad, on all of these, you're supposed to concentrate on squeezing the butt when you're doing
Ah, yes.
it. Brad, you have that analogy that you used to use, or
Well, I heard it many times when I was a young therapist. The older therapist would tell patients in the hospital bed when we're trying to get those glutes going, just imagine you got a quarter between your gluteal cleft, your butt
yeah, you're
crack, and you're trying to squeeze it in there.
right. Hold it in there.
Yeah, and that one, for some reason, put some money involved in the line top. People kind of kick into that.
Sure.
Nowadays it's $100 bill versus a quarter. But
Right. All right, another one you can do is actually goblet squats. So you're gonna take your kettlebell, and this might not be enough for a person, but you're gonna just do some squats, and you're going straight back.
Yeah, I go that direction. You really got a nice mechanics right in his back. He's arching his
I don't
back.
go down very low, but that's just me.
Well, and there's people that are going to be like you,
Yeah.
Bob. It's just you got to be safe when you're doing these and comfortable. Me personally, I have zero interest in having any steel or iron in my house for lifting, so I always do everything with
Sure.
bands, and we'll show a couple. If there's people like that.
Well, why don't
some
we
options.
show that, Brad?
And it's just a personal preference.
Actually, these work very well for the pull-throughs.
Yeah, should I show them?
Yeah, if you want to show them.
So now we got some bands here. You can do it with bands and the handles. We're going to show another option with just the loop, depending on what you have or what you'd like. You do need to have something to anchor it to. Our wall anchors work extremely well for this. You may be able to develop something else to anchor it to with an eye bolt or something if you're handy.
Grab
dandy.
both hands.
Yep.
Handles.
I'm going to put them together like this and just drop down. My back, I'm trying to keep it as straight as possible. And then I think about thrusting forward and squeezing those butt
But
muscles
at the same
together.
time,
Yep.
this gives you a good workout, doesn't
Oh,
it,
yeah.
Brad?
Yep. This is a good, it's not just the glutes. You're getting a good, you're going to burn some calories. There's a lot of large muscle groups working here.
Yeah, it actually, if you're at a gym, you can use the cable pulleys.
Sure.
And they could do the same thing.
I've never done that with them. I have a feeling this was probably better.
Right.
The way
Just the way they work.
yeah.
So, now
Now-
Brad just invented this one. I'm
Actually,
really
this,
impressed.
this morning I was working out with these and I started doing this, and I'm going to make another video for them other options. But the loop, if you have a place to anchor it, which we do here, you don't have to hang on this way, and it's very nice. It's very comfortable. It's around your waist, and I'm doing the same thing.
And you can move out
Oh,
if you want to add
yep.
resistance.
And these loops, this is a medium one. There's, I think, 2 stronger ones. It's going to cover a vast majority except for the real big, Olympic power lifters. Same thing, though. Work those glutes.
Yeah, good idea, Brad. I give you applause
Oh.
for that. So,
Yeah, those loops, I'm going to develop my whole workout with those, I think,
Sure.
eventually.
now this video, by the way, if you stumble upon it, is part of a series of videos on hip pain.
Oh, yeah.
Go to bobandbrad.com, go to the program section, and look for hip pain. You'll find a bunch of videos there. Read the titles and pick out the ones that only pertain to you.
You don't have to watch them all. They're usually around 10 minutes. Then there's a PDF printout showing a preview of the whole video with exercises on there, so you got a nice reminder. And there's nothing. It's all free. No email, no little sidebars,
It's
nothing.
our gift to you.
There you go.
Thanks for watching.